Yeah. Am I good? Can you hear me?
Yes. Well, hello, everyone. I am Dr. B with PowerTalk live streaming, and I am delighted to be here. I'm here again with Jeff Cade, and we have a topic, a very interesting topic. You are what you eat.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
really thought that this topic would be appropriate, Jeff, and thank you for saying yes. We're still, this whole month is about breast cancer awareness. And I think the eating habits are really, really important. So thank you for saying yes, and thank you for being back here. So introduce yourself, tell people who you are, what you do.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. B, for having me on the platform. I'm delighted to be here and share some insight and some little tips and nuggets about obviously healthy eating. You are what you eat. I'm a healthy lifestyle specialist, author, and coach. And pretty much I help people transform their unhealthy choices into a vibrant, active lifestyle. I've been in the hospitality industry well over 15 plus years, but more specifically in the health and wellness space. I co owned at one point a healthy restaurant concept where we focused on high fiber, high protein, low carb meals, no fried foods being were served, and henceforth, I've been able to really fine tune or hone into my skills as it relates to health and wellness, healthy eating, living a healthier lifestyle. Authored a book called Battleground Cancer: Managing Your Mental, Physical, and Spiritual Well-Being for the Fight. And in that book, I talk about a lot of different things that we need really to pay attention to as it relates to nutritional content labeling on packaged goods, as well as food and beverage consumption, which I know we're going to dive in today. So, in a nutshell, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm also, I think I mentioned I'm a coach. I'm also a tennis coach.
Mhm.
Been playing that for a number of years, coaching and in the competitive space. So I'm delighted to be here once again. Thank you. I appreciate it most definitely.
Thank you, Jeff. And thank you for those of you that are watching. If you have any questions on like food, and that's what we're going to be talking about. Like you're talking about ingredients, right? In the food that we eat. So, do you recommend raw food? Is that what we're talking about? Or what type of food should we be focused on?
Wow, that's a very broad question. There's so many things um, relating to what goes in our foods, from the manufacturer to the production to processing. I
Mhm.
can tell you this much: I try and stay away from as many processed foods as I can, because when you're dealing with processed foods, you're dealing with a term called nitrates and nitrites, and they're just chemical compounds that serve no nutritional value or purpose. They kind of help the our red meat stay red, if you will. Also, I try and stay away from GMOs, genetically modified organisms. So, you know, that could be in the form of potatoes and tomatoes and corn and squash and papaya. We have to really try and eat natural or organic food sources free of any toxins or pesticides, you see, because once we keep on eating GMOs, they can cause inflammation, which actually has a high risk associated with obesity, heart disease, and even cancer.
Mm.
So, we just have to really be mindful of that labeling and nutritional content in terms of what I like to do in terms of, as you mentioned, raw. You can never go wrong with fruits and vegetables, right? We've always been told eat those fruits and veggies. But nowadays, you know, every apple is not the same apple. You remember back in the day, they would say, eat an apple a day to keep the doctor away. Yeah, that's somewhat true because I prefer organic apples. I'll pay an extra dollar or two to eat some honey crisp apples. And I'm telling you, they're in season right now. Some honey crisp apples. Even just try the organic, whether it's broccoli, whether it's um, greens or anything in a green family really helps. I'm not a big fan. but I know it's good for you. Don't get me wrong. Celery. Celery is definitely good for you.
Oh, wow.
You can juice it just like carrots. But for me, I just can't eat them raw. They're boring to me, but
Mhm.
they are very good for you. They're very good for you. So, you know, you gotta upgrade your health, especially when it comes to, salads. And like I said, your celery, your carrots, your cucumbers. Add some strawberries. Any type of berries,
Mhm.
of course, are good for you because they serve as antioxidants, right? They help flush those toxins out. So it just depends on your flavor. I enjoy eating all types of fruits actually in my salad or just raw in general.
Mhm.
But we just have to be mindful of what we're putting in our system. You know, I love my peppers, my green, my red, my yellow. We're going into the fall season right now here in the Midwest.
Mhm.
The gardens are starting to, they're going to be covered with snow.
Yeah.
So, you know, uh, you definitely got to plant those seeds and harvest. Because when you plant those seeds, they will harvest and they will grow. For those people who definitely like to garden, I'm not one of them yet,
Mhm.
but I definitely believe in it. I definitely believe in growing your vegetables and so forth. So I know that's probably long-winded, but I wanted to include things you can get from the salad bar, from a good grocery store, things that you grow, and things that you may like. Almonds are great source of protein on salads as well, and in your foods. So it just depends on what your flavors, what your desires are in some of those items that I just mentioned. But you've got to really be mindful of those GMOs, and also while I'm on this topic, um, got to be mindful of your intake of sugar. You got to reduce that sugar intake
Mhm.
and watch the high fructose corn syrup that are on those labels, especially and more specifically soda,
Mm.
whether it be regular soda or diet soda. That high fructose corn syrup, it's very bad for you, and over time, it can clog those arteries.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about drinks and fruits, I used to drink a lot of smoothies, you know. Do you recommend the smoothies like either with almond milk or or even just water? What is it that you recommend?
The smoothies that I've really done for myself
Mhm.
um, have been organic frozen fruits, and some can be fresh, but I mix it in with frozen.
Mhm.
Um, and sometimes I use almond milk, as you just said, or just any type of organic juice.
Okay.
We know juice usually has um, the basic juice,
Mhm.
but they say the 100% juice usually has a high count of sugar involved in it. You just have to make sure that you get a type of juice that has less sugar. But I like to use water. I like to use almond milk, um, and I'll even add in. Now you can take this in a smoothie or you can have it raw. I enjoy sea moss.
Mm.
It's an immune booster. Sometimes I use that, um, and it depends on what you really like in your smoothies.
Mhm.
Um, you can make, I call it a green machine. You can add a lot of greenery, in those smoothies.
Mhm.
So water, almond milk, a certain a special type of juice that I would drink would definitely be something that's multi-purpose, organic, which has maybe not as much sugar in it.
Mm.
Those three things I definitely recommend because I use them.
Right. And you know, because I had cancer, so when I had cancer, they told me to stay away from anything that created estrogen in my body or that had estrogen. And one of the things that I don't really like the just the regular lettuce, so I like the spinach. But spinach has estrogen. So it
Mm,
it was having to look for estrogen in items that I have to be careful with because I had HER2 positive. So I
Okay.
had high amounts of estrogen in my body. So it's it's having to control it because just a little bit can really activate the cancer again.
That's
And
interesting you say that. I know, and see, I love everybody's body chemistry, of course, is different,
mhm,
especially with one that's going through cancer or is a cancer survivor. And I love spinach. It has that vitamin K, right? It
mhm,
is powerful. So is broccoli because I know my mother, who's made her transition some time ago in
mhm.
1997. Um, she ate a lot of greens, but you know what? I can't remember if did she take spinach out of her diet. I can't remember. I do know, she had breast cancer
Mm,
and she used different methods from the Western method to the Eastern method. Mostly Western, of course, is your chemotherapy, radiation. She had
right.
a mastectomy, then she had a double mastectomy. But she was going through a lot, and God blessed me with 10 more years with her. And she started to transition into using certain type of teas, detox teas, specifically black tea, Chinese herbal black tea, and she used acupuncture. So I just can't remember, did she take that particular part out of her diet, that specific food group.
Mm,
But she loved asparagus, she loved broccoli,
mhm.
and those have high amount of vitamins and nutrients in those two vegetables.
Right. Yeah, they gave me a big list of items that I couldn't eat
Mhm.
because if it had estrogen, then I had to be careful. So I know I lost a lot of weight, like a lot of weight, because of that. And but you know what? I love food, so it's really hard for me because I love food. Like, and it's hard. Like I have to taste things, I have to eat it, and I know you're saying to be careful, and I know I have to be careful with what I eat, but I just love food.
Sure.
Um,
No, listen, it's challenging to go from one extreme to the next, especially when it has to do with longevity, and you have to um, change your diet. But
mm,
changing your diet is going to be for the better. And remember, for the audience, moderation is key. We
mhm,
we don't want to ever be in a situation where we're playing catch up or in repair mode. You want to be in prepare mode. You want to prepare yourself in terms of what you need to eat to keep you healthy and to keep you strong, to keep those white blood cells active and fighting for you. And eating the right foods and drinking, hydrating, and
mm,
drinking certain type of teas can really can sustain you. Um, it's very important that you obviously have to follow, doctor's orders. But for me, um, for some of my family members and what my mother had done, sometimes it came down to an alternative holistic approach.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I did the Western and I did the holistic. Like I did a combination of everything towards the end, just because I wasn't getting any better during the years. So I just went and said, okay, let me try everything I can find. And thank goodness I'm here now, right? But it is hard, especially when you're going through cancer and you're battling it. But what we're telling people here, like we're not diagnosing anything or we're not doctors, but we are just having a conversation on you are what you eat. And Jeff, Cade, you've done, um, what is it? You can't hear me?
It's an echo.
Oh,
It's a echo on. It could be on your end. Let me adjust my volume. I think
is that better? My phone was buzzing over here. Is that
it,
better or it's still an echo?
it's still a little echo. Can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you clearly. Yes.
You're coming in as an echo. That's
Huh.
weird.
Yeah,
Um,
it is. It is. But so tell us, how can people find you? How do you help people? when it comes to their health and diet?
Well, no, I'm glad you asked that. So people usually can connect with me at jeffcade360.com. First name, last name, 360. Jeff Cade, that's CADE, jeffcade360.com. And that's really social media outlets in terms of connecting with me.
Mm-hmm.
But to be more on purpose, people definitely can learn more about what I'm doing at 360 Health and Wellness Network.com. That's 360 Health and Wellness Network.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk about a lot of different things as it relates to a 7-week mastermind program regarding specific ingredients for a healthy lifestyle, for health goals in terms of your mindset and your diet and your exercise. And we break a lot of things down in terms of certain sessions that I have, and we have conference calls, and we're part of a Facebook group, and we do a lot of things to make sure that you're not alone, because it is a journey. It's a process. It's a process, and everyone has to go through their own transformation process to get where they have to be. But I think those three ingredients, mindset, diet, and exercise, are key to wellness and longevity. It's almost like a 3-step process to elevate your well-being.
Yes. And I think that that mindset is really crucial, because there's people that want to eat healthier, but the mindset is not there, right? They keep saying, well, tomorrow, I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to start my diet. I'm going to start eating better Monday or next week. And then they never really get there because of the mindset. So it's really important that I applaud you, because you are working with that mindset. A lot of people that don't accomplish goals, it's simply that mindset that's not allowing them to.
Yeah, behind me, I like to use affirmations. Affirmations used with purpose and intention really help.
Mhm.
Um, and you can see some of them behind me, but I also use the alphabet, and I outline some of them in my book. I like to use the alphabet in terms of the power of I am. So let's say with the letter A, I am able, or I am anointed. B, I am blessed. C, I am chosen. D, I am delivered. E, I am exceedingly prosperous. F, I am fearless. G, I am guided. H, I call it the triple H threat. I say I am healthy, I am happy, and I am healed. I
Mm.
am healthy, I am happy, and I am healed. And so it goes into the mindset. If you say these with intention and purpose, when you wake up and you start your day, or through the middle of the day, or even when you end your day, it's going to stay with you. And you can use your own uh, affirmations for your own purpose, uh, for your uh, satisfaction, for your spirituality, for you to get things going for yourself. These affirmations are powerful, and you can use whatever letters you like to use, as long as they come from here and the heart space. It's very important. So the mindset, your mind plays tricks on you, because there is that 4-letter monster out there. It's called fear. It's
Mm.
called fear, as well as procrastination. But with fear, I like to use Zig Ziglar as an example. He turned fear into face everything and rise.
Mm.
Face everything and rise. And it's important, because fear is around us all the time. I mean, look at COVID. Look at the situation, the global landscape. Fear can creep up personally, professionally, spiritually,
Mhm.
financially, emotionally, and it does that. But sometimes you have to embrace it. You embrace your fear, face everything and rise, and things will change, because we all know, such as life, it is temporary. The situation that we all go through is temporary.
Mhm.
So that's how I like to really focus on the mindset. And sometimes, Dr. B, I don't get it right. I'm human just like you. I don't get it right. I've had ups and downs, ebbs and flows, bad days and good days, but my better days are going to outweigh my bad ones,
Mhm.
because I have faith and I trust in a power higher than myself. And the battle is not mine; it's going to be the Lord's. So that's how I continue to say these affirmations day to day, and some more than others. I love the Triple H thread. I like to use that a lot because I am healthy and I am healed and I am happy. And so
Mhm.
we just have to keep telling these things to ourselves to let them play out in our lives.
Mhm. And that happy piece is really, really important, especially when you are battling cancer, right? We go into this dark place where many times we're either told we're not going to make it, or it, the just listening to the word cancer it's it does something to your mind that is really powerful, in the sense of, if you allow it, it will control you and will take a hold of you. But I think being happy, what I did is I listened to comedy and trying to laugh and hang out with people. Like, how do you tap into that joy to bring it out and pull it out, especially during those dark moments that you're in? I think it's really, really important. And imagine eating your food and really loving what you eat, you know? So it does bring that joy into your life.
And joy is synonymous with laughter. Laughter is like food for the soul. We have to laugh, we have to smile, you know, and I know it can be challenging for those who are battling cancer, those who of course are survivors and they still might be on certain medications, but you are a champion, you are a warrior, and you continue to
Mhm.
beat it. And one must stay uplifted in that, right? So it is important to keep your joy and to be happy because you know what? Tomorrow's never promised anyway.
Mhm. Mm-mm.
Tomorrow's never promised.
Mhm.
So so enjoy the time that the Almighty has given us today and try and be better today than yesterday, or try and be better this month than last month because we're given time, and and I know that time is precious, and once it's gone, it's gone, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
So we just have to try and live every moment and seize it when we can.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about the book that you wrote. What is it called?
So the book is called Battleground Cancer, right here. It's a quick, good read. Battleground Cancer. The award-winning author of it is called. It's managing, your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being for the fight.
Mhm.
And it's a personal journey um, that for me, where I lost my both of my parents. My father to pancreatic cancer 6 years later. I'm sorry, I lost my father to pancreatic cancer. I lost my mother to breast cancer 6 years later in
Mhm.
my youth, in my 20s. And it's really a journey about the process of just me being able to overcome a lot of obstacles and not having that parental touch, love, and guidance
Mhm.
as a young individual would, and just dealing with the adversities of life, um, and not having that again that parental touch,
Mhm.
or that strength, um, because he was my hero and she was my shiro,
Mm,
and
yeah.
it was very therapeutic for me, but it was also an opportunity for me to add value and impact based on the content that I shared for others. So I was able to help other people and serve them as their rock, because now people were in my shoes dealing with certain things that I dealt with years before,
Mhm.
because we know that this is part of the life cycle, and at some point, life is temporary. You move from the physical and you go into spiritual essence. So for me, it was about a journey, a transformation, and I talk about different things as it relates to um, proper eating, healthy eating, things that I wish maybe my parents could have done differently.
Mhm.
I mean, for example, sometimes. cancer doesn't have to be hereditary.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be hereditary. It could be about food and beverage consumption.
Mhm.
Because over time, if you continue to really eat food and beverage products have high sugar content and high fructose corn syrup, that's going to catch up to you. Eating fried foods every day, every weekend, depending upon, what it is, in the long run, it can catch up to you. So you have to understand, what moderation is. So for me, yeah, I like to work out and do different things and cardio training, but I have cheat days, right? I have cheat days, and we also have our cheat days, whether it's one day, whether it's 2 days. But at the same time, you got to get back in the grind and do some type of exercising. You know, statistics and data I mean, God, there's so much information out there that lets us know that 20 to 40 minutes a day can really improve your blood flow. It can improve your waistline. It can reduce calories, reduction in weight, releases endorphins, getting the vitamin D outside when you can, running, jogging, skipping rope. Um, these things over time are going to increase your longevity.
Mhm.
So sometimes, it's not about hereditary. It's really about what you're consuming long term, and we
Right.
just have to be mindful of that. So I kind of added some things in the book. I did some research on certain things, as it relates to, say, your GMOs and certain things that you can really include to build your immune system,
Mhm.
especially now because we're into fall, going into the winter season, and with the global pandemic in place, you still have the opportunity to take your flu shots or the jabs, if you will. But the bottom line, if you really are building your immune system, you know, and exercising and watching your diet, that's going to help you in the long term. It really is. So I kind of add that as some educational nuggets in the book, because it's important that we pay attention to what we eat, because we are what we eat, right? We are what we eat. And
Yeah.
people can go to um, the book's on Amazon, but if you go to battlegroundcancer.com, just one word, battlegroundcancer.com, when you go there, you can actually get some freebies in there. You can get a free chapter of the book. There's a mini workout that I do, that I give out, as it relates to, you don't have to have dumbbells or weight machines. You're really just using your body weight, and it really goes to old school calisthenics.
Mhm.
So, battlegroundcancer.com, you can just kind of see my bio and what I've done with the different chapters, and it just gives you a little insight as to what I'm doing with the book and how you can actually get a free chapter of it. So I
Mm.
got some good nuggets in there. I really do. I hope you enjoy it.
Yes, go. You're gonna find the links below, so you can go ahead and click on it. If you're on YouTube, you'll see them there, and if you're here on Facebook or LinkedIn, you're gonna see them. Going crossing at the bottom. You'll know. You'll be able to see them. Um, so I really, really want to thank you for being here and saying yes
My
again.
pleasure.
And showing up, because I think that what you eat is really important for people to be able to improve their health. And I did put, it says Jeff Cade at the bottom, battlegroundcancer.com. So if you're interested in his book, go and find it there. He also is sharing a website where you're going to see it below. It says Jeff 360 Health and Wellness Network.com.
Yep.
So
360 Health and Wellness Network.com. Yes. It's a mastermind program dealing with uh, different sessions as we talk about a 7-week process dealing with the mindset, diet, and exercise.
mhm, mhm.
But I really want people to connect with me first at jeffk360.com, so we can start the conversation, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. You can email me personally out of that site. You can text me personally through jeffcade360.com, and we can have a discovery call. We can have a conversation first, because every program is not going to be for everybody. Everybody's goals are going to be different for what my goals are, or the next person. So it's about really self-discovery and seeing where you fit in and where you get in. Yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. And then for those of you that don't know me and you're following Jeff and you're here watching this because of Jeff, I'm Dr. B. I'm known as the Ultimate Legacy Builder. And basically, I help people publish their books and share their message here on PowerTalk live stream. I have various topics. So if you are a leader and you have a message, connect with me so you can come and join us. And then this month is Breast Cancer Awareness.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Yes.
yes, so I'm going to ring the bell here. And I have this little bell, and, go and support anybody that is dealing with cancer, because going through cancer as a cancer survivor, I know that it was the hardest thing ever. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm paying it forward, and I'm asking for people to help me help other people. If you donate $1, $10, you will make a difference. It doesn't matter if it's $1. $1 is $1, and you will make a difference. Imagine if we collect $1,001 or $1,001. I mean, that
Yes.
will help someone. Last year, what I did, we purchased and people donated a lot of toys. We donated them to children that had cancer. This year, I'm going to focus on giving some money to some people that are struggling with some issues, either with medication or something. In addition, we are writing a book, and we're telling our stories. And that book is to raise more money so that we can give it to charity, people struggling with cancer. So I am going to put the GoFundMe link below. So if it is in your heart to donate $1 or up to $10 or more, we really want to thank you for helping us, because it's people helping people that really makes a difference. So thank you so much, Jeff, for being here. And I'll send you the YouTube link later so you can share it with other people if you like.
I appreciate it again, Dr. B. And one last thing, I know we are all in this football season, so I have to share one more time. This is what it's about: hope and courage. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Chicago, so my Chicago Bears just won. We'll see what their season is going to look like. But this month is about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's about service, and we have to always make sure that we have hope and courage. Hope and courage. Hashtag beat cancer. Hashtag beat cancer.
Exactly.
Yes. So I have to, as I said before, I got to upgrade my clothing game, and I got to upgrade my pink game, because real men wear pink too. So
Yes.
I have my band. I got my bands
There
on.
you go.
My bands. I'm ready.
I have my
Battlegroundcancer.com. Yes.
I have my pink hair, my pink nails. So this month, it's all about pink, just to give people, like reminding people that, we need to support people that are going through cancer. We need to remind people to go get checkups. It's important that you go get checked. Even if you're not feeling anything. I didn't feel anything. I just had a big hunch. And you just have to follow your gut feeling.
Yes. Thank you again, Dr. B. I really appreciate being on this platform and spending great time. Our conversation together, it was very delightful, and I look forward to doing more collaborations with you, especially as it relates to not just healthy eating, because we are what we eat, of course, but any other type of things that we may discuss as it relates to business, because I think it's all about team. Together each achieves more, and we're here to serve.
Absolutely. And we want to thank everybody who's watching, and we're going to ask a big favor. If you can, go ahead and like, share, comment, ask any questions that you like, and connect with Jeff. He has powerful information. We shared his website below. And And I will see you again very, very soon, next Tuesday. Thank you. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Take care.